Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 Hamtramck Public Schools State of the District Address. What an exciting time to speak with you about school finances. A lot has happened since our last district address. This week, our esteemed Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed into law the state school budget for the 2021-22 school year, which will give Michigan public school districts, including Hamtramck Public Schools, the biggest funding increase in history, and closes the funding gap between the minimum foundation allowance, which Hamtramck Public Schools has always received, and the target foundation allowance, which was previously enjoyed by the wealthier districts. Previously, Hamtramck Public Schools foundation allowance, which is the guaranteed state funding amount per pupil or per student, was $8,111. With the new budget increase, Hamtramck Public Schools will receive $8,700 per pupil. That is an increase of nearly $600 per pupil and will bring an additional $1.9 million in revenue each year to educate and support the needs of our students. In addition to the foundation allowance increase, the state budget provides funds for an increase in federal COVID relief funding, additional at-risk funding, which is additional dollars to support our students with the greatest needs, special education programs, mental health programs, GSRP, which is the Great Start Readiness Preschool Program, school safety grants, early literacy coaches, CTE programs, and funds for capital infrastructure upgrades. So what does all this mean to the community and to our most valuable assets, our students? It means that the district will not only be able to maintain financial stability and provide a great education, but will be able to provide the best programs and services for our students so that when they graduate from Hamtramck Public Schools, they will be ready to compete and succeed in society. And a well-educated community guarantees that the community will thrive. We take your trust in us to be financially and fiscally responsible very seriously. As you would expect, since the last time we met, the Finance Department has been busy safeguarding the district's resources. I'd like to share with you the results of our latest audit report. In November 2020, the auditing firm of Yo & Yo presented the annual audit report to the school board. The results were an unmodified opinion, which is the highest possible rating for an audit. The district's internal controls were tested and found to be strong. Financial statements were presented and confirmed that all funds are in balance. The general fund had a surplus of $12.9 million. Sinking fund had a surplus of $1,700. Food service had a surplus of $210,000. And the recreation fund had a surplus of $1 million. Excuse me. The largest source of revenue for the district is state aid revenue, which makes up 78% of the district's revenue budget. Historically, Hamtramck has received the lowest foundation allowance along with many other districts. There typically are small increases each year. In 2018-19, the foundation allowance was $7,871. 2019-20, a $240 increase brought the foundation allowance up to $8,111. Hamtramck receives a large amount of federal grants, and they comprise about 12% of the total budget. The major federal grant revenue for the district is Title I, Title II, Title III, and IDEA flow-through. Local revenue and money through the ISD make about 10% of the revenue budget. And that's comprised primarily of property tax revenue, Medicaid reimbursement, ISD enhancement millage, and grants through the ISD, and a very small amount of rental income from the district renting facilities. In 2020-21, the foundation allowance remained stagnant at $8,111. There was no increase in the foundation allowance during the previous fiscal year. The district did receive about $9.4 million in COVID relief funds. And then beginning July 1 of this year, for the 21-22 fiscal year, the foundation allowance is being increased to $8,700, and that's an increase of $589 per pupil. Looking at our expenditures, you'll see that 58% of our expenditures were spent in the classroom. 14% were spent on services supporting our students. So you can see that we take our commitment seriously to use the money that we receive to educate the students. For the 2020-21 fiscal year, we were able to purchase 2 new buildings using general fund dollars. Sinking fund dollars only bring in about $750,000 a year, so that would not be enough money to purchase a building. Although we received a large amount of federal dollars through the COVID relief funds, those dollars are not allowed to be used to purchase a building. So general fund dollars were used. We planned many facility renovation projects. Some of them have been completed. Some are just beginning, and there are more to come. The final budget was presented to the school board and adopted on June 24th, along with the appropriations budget for the 21-22 school year. At this point, we are busy closing out the books for the 2020-21 fiscal year. The auditors have already done some initial work on the audit, and they will be out in September to complete the audit, and will present the audit report to the board in November of this year. Thank you very much for participating in the district's State of the District Address for the 2021 year. Thank you.